But yeah, before we and one more thing, I want to talk about Doom. So I've been playing Doom Eternal.
I didn't play Doom Eternal. I played the first ones. I didn't play Doom Eternal.
It's difficult. It has a learning curve. It has a learning curve. It is so different from any first-person shooter I've ever played in my life. There really is no aiming. There's no reloading. You just automatically reload. And there are so many weapons.
Okay.
There's so many weapons, and you have to use all of them for the most part. It's just there's so many moving parts, and that's exactly what I put in the notes. There are so many moving parts. Every button is an offensive option. There's no such thing as defense in this game. In this game, the best defense is a good offense, and you have to be aggressive. If you sit still for a second, you'll die. But it is really fun. It is really fun, and this is the type of game that would be perfect to play with friends because, first off, 100% you're going to die. You're going to die a lot. So you're going to be guaranteed to have to pass the controller to someone else because you're going to die. And also, when we turn 21, we're going to have to do a drinking game. Because I was watching these two dudes and this girl stream it. And basically,
is it every time we die, we take a drink?
Every time,
I'm not trying to die of alcohol poisoning.
Like every time everybody dies, not every time just one person dies. Like every time you go all the way around, every time everybody dies, you take a shot. That would be super fun. But it also got my mind thinking, you know what would be dope? Because Doom was actually, I heard, I would have to, I forgot to research it, but I heard that it was meant to be kind of like, it was meant to be a companion game to the Alien franchise. And then I thought, you know how cool Doom would be if instead of demons, you were fighting aliens and predators? That would actually...
Personally, I prefer the idea automatically that it's...
That would actually be really cool.
I automatically prefer killing demons.
No, I like demons. I'm just...
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't want it to replace, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to necessarily... It could either be a DLC for Doom, it could be a Doom spinoff, or it could be its own game that's just similar to Doom. But for you to play as like a Marine, since, the Doomslayer is already meant to be a Marine turned demon hunter. So imagine you're just playing as a Marine in the Alien and Predator universe. You go to the planet, because throughout the franchise, there's a bunch of different types of aliens. And different types of, they've already shown the different types of, predators have different types of weapons, as shown in like the hunting grounds and even the movies. So imagine you're a character very similar to Doom Guy, but you're in the alien universe and you're on this alien planet and you have to go around and kill a bunch of aliens and predators and, all the different types of species that they decide to add. That would actually be really, really fun.
I think it'd be really
like
cool.
I'm thinking about it, like I'm just imagining Doom, but less bright because Doom is super brightly colored. At least Doom Eternal, the original one,
Doom Eternal is. Doom 2016 is not. But
it was a bit more dull. When you were outside on Mars, it was a bit more bright because it was like bright orange. But when you were inside,
it was still very diluted colors.
Yeah, it was still kind of dull. Whereas Doom Eternal was more bright, and I would want obviously this kind of alien predator game to be more like of the colors of Alien Predator, like bluish green hues with black and darkness and things like that. That's what I would want the hues to be like. And I was just thinking that would be such a good game. I just want id Software, the studio that makes Doom, to make a Aliens game now. I really want this game.
You know what I'm excited for? Because you mentioned id Software and IO is very close to id, and you already know where I'm going with this. James Bond game. I'm so excited for that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I definitely forgot about it. That teaser was really good of them loading the
very good teaser
of them loading the bullet into the gun and they're showing you it from the inside of the barrel, and then it shows obviously the very iconic barrel as it points at
barrel shot, yeah.
Yeah, and then it shoots out and it says 007. That was dope. And it makes sense. They already make a game series that was very clearly heavily inspired by 007. And it just makes sense that their studio would be working on a 007 game. And of course they started working on it as soon as they finished the Hitman series, because this is supposed to be the last of this kind of like section.
Oh, is it? That's disappointing because I love the Hitman series.
Yeah, it's supposed to be not the last game. Not the last game ever, just the last game in this trilogy.
I still hate that though, because this trilogy has been so much better than every other Hitman game. Like, I love the Hitman franchise and I love all the other Hitman games, but like Hitman games were lowering in quality after like each installment, and Hitman Absolution, even though I love Hitman Absolution was like such a low bar for Hitman games, and this trilogy really revived the franchise. So like, and I loved the story that they were going with this franchise too. I did not want it to end. Like,
yeah,
I don't want
I'm not sure.
to end at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're gonna stop making them completely. I just know that they said like this was gonna be the end of the trilogy, and I guess they're gonna start making James Bond games, which I'm not mad at that, honestly.
I'm not mad at that at all.